And it hit me. This happened a few weeks ago. My daughter, my kids are home today. Tatum's really sick. You can pray for him because I'm pastor. I get her. Some of you are like, my kids are sick. We don't get that. Yeah, too bad. But my kid's sick. You can pray for him. Actually, very sick. I'm kind of worried a little bit. But with that, my daughter, who's 6 years old, a few weeks ago, I'm like in my room, computer, messing with something, thing for church, and I hear in there, she's like grunting. Okay, I mean, you can tell she's like, whatever she's doing, she's building a bomb, she's doing something, but she's into it. You know, and I can tell she's kind of like, they're struggling, I hear things kind of getting knocked over, so I'm like, you know, what's going on? So I get up out of my room, and her room's like catty corner stuff. I go walking in, and it was actually this easel. My daughter loves art, okay? So she was trying to paint. But what I loved was she was like behind this thing, and I could see her, she was like, and I was like, Tegan, what are you doing? And she was like, I need to move. She's a rearranger, okay, and a pack rat. So she's like, I need to move that from there to there. And I was like, why? And she was like, just do it. I was like, okay. And I watched her again, and she was like, and this thing actually is fairly heavy. And I said, would you like me to move that? And she was like, I don't know. It's really heavy. I was like, okay, fair enough. So I just kind of got behind it. I hope I can lift it up for you guys. I'm going to look like a fake. I just kind of lifted it up. That's as far as I can lift it because it's heavy. No, and I moved it across the room for her. And God's moment, she was like, you are the strongest man in the world. And I mean, I started like, you know, the strongest man in the world competition stuff in the room. I was like picking up her bed. Like, you want me to move this? She was like, you really are so strong. And I was like, how did I get there? I kind of had to laugh because you think about it. It's like, really? I mean, any adult can come up here and lift it up and carry it, but her, it was like, this was so big. And it hit me, that's God. Some of you look at your stuff, some of you right now, your Jerusalem may be even more personal. It's your marriage. You play it. Oh, we love each other. Married for 8 years. I hate him. I hate him. I really do. I can't divorce him, but I pray God kills him. I do that. Some of you in here, you have something going on with your kids, and you don't tell it, but you're like, it's not there. It's not there. We're falling apart as a family. It's your Jerusalem. And here's the thing. When you see those things, you think, it's bigger than me. I can't do this. But I thought, when you take God's perspective, even Nehemiah, he's like, okay, God, I'm 1,000 miles away. I want to do this project. The king's going to give me maybe 2 months max. I mean, this is a project that should take years to do. This is impossible. Nehemiah was a little bit like Tegan. It's too big. There's no way. And when the father comes in and he's like, it's really not that hard. Actually, I kind of laugh at this. It's very easy for me. Very easy. And I'll say that to you. That thing that bothers you right now, whether you're married, something personal, maybe it's something outside of you that's just always bothered you, and you look and you say, Trent, but it's so big. That's why Nehemiah prayed, because he realized it's big for me, but for my Father, this isn't big at all. That's why you stop and pray. Real quick before we move on, let's talk about prayer real quick, because this is important, I think, for you guys to know about prayer. Just to sum up prayer for you real quick, I've read books on prayer and people make it real confusing what you should say. You know what prayer really is? Prayer is basically, you're a child of God, God's your Father, it's you talking to your Father. That's it. I mean, you guys all have had fathers, maybe you didn't know your father. Those of you who lived with your father, you know that. You talk to him different. Sometimes you're joking with them, sometimes it's happy, things are going well, sometimes you're bothered. Sometimes it's a stern kind of, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. But the bottom line is he's your dad. He's your father. And that's it. But I would challenge some of you to take that. Maybe it's time for you to start praying and say, God, this is what bothers me. What do I do?